Hi Rhys, great to have you on the show.
Thank you for coming around, Andre.
So first of all, let's talk about what the company is, when did you start out, and what is the core objective of the company?
Right. Ticketsense is a mobile ticketing company. We've tried, or we have developed a service that is purely mobile focused. So if you're a ticket buyer, you never really have to go online or make a call. You can simply do the whole transaction on your mobile phone through text and through mobile web. So you can request a ticket, you can pay for it, you can receive it, and you can take that ticket on your mobile to the door and have it redeemed at the door. So purely mobile service. The company was founded by myself and Kevin Hankinson. I came at things from a mobile payment point of view. He was looking at mobile marketing business plans and scenarios, and this was really just a natural junction between the two. If you think of ticketing as being a little bit about promotion and a little bit about closing on the deal, really getting the payment made. We set out probably 2 years ago now, and we then spent about 18 months in development, looking at the various scenarios, trying to build a plan. We went out and got some funding successfully, and after a little more development, finalising, improving the service, adding some digital download functionality, we're now looking at getting it out marketed, getting it to promoters, to venues and to the consumer, which is what Midem is really about for us.
And it's a really interesting application because it's all completely revolving around mobile, because people buy the ticket on the mobile, they receive the ticket on the mobile, and they actually can go with their mobile to the venue and show off the barcode that you send through and get in. So, do you find it that there's a barrier of understanding for people to actually do all that on the mobile, or do you think that people are ready now because of the wide adoption of smartphones?
Our service isn't really restricted to smartphones, which is one of the good things, but I do think the advent of the smartphones has made people slightly more open-minded as to what services they'll accept on their mobile phone. We do think people are ready for it now. It's really just the beginning of that stage. I remember early on when we were looking at investment, we spoke to a number of investors and they said tickets, mobile phone, the overall idea really is a no-brainer. It's fairly straightforward. It's something that's going to happen, and we're definitely at that stage. Having said that, getting people familiar, not just the promoters. Promoters and venues and the sort of the business users of the service are fairly easy to target and to explain, but it's really getting out there in front of consumers and just explaining to them how the service works. I think it is very straightforward, very simple, pretty much universal on any phone. But making them aware of that is the challenge for us after Midem.
In terms of payment, I'm always interested in how do you process the payment for mobile? Do you go through a carrier? Do you do direct to bills? Do people have to input credit card information onto the site? How does it work?
It's all mobile, but we give 3 options. You can pay onto your mobile phone bill, depending on the amount of the ticket. You can pay on credit cards, so but on your mobile, the normal credit card methods, or you can pay by PayPal. So what we've really done is try to create a service that gives pretty much anybody who's got a phone, smartphone or otherwise, a payment option, so they can make use of the service. So if you're paying mobile phone bill, it's a very simple 1, 2, 3 steps, tap, 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 and you're done. With credit card, it resembles a little bit the online payment process, but it's web optimized. It's a much smarter, much simpler process. And similarly with PayPal, it's a question of just putting in your PayPal password and going through the process in a couple of simple steps.
And in terms of paying through the mobile bill, are you worried about, because I've spoken to other companies that do direct to mobile bills, and there are very high charges from the carriers at the moment. So how do you incorporate that into the business plan in terms of if somebody pays via credit card, do they pay a little bit less than if they pay by mobile, or do you just absorb the charge?
At the moment, what we've tried to do is have a flat fee all round. We wanted the service to be universal and easy to understand, and that was really an important component of it. So in a sense, what we've done is taken into account the various payment options, including the on-phone billing. We've looked at our early volumes, and we have tried to come up with a percentage rate that flattens it all out. Obviously, we're open-minded in terms of how we do it going forward. You're absolutely right. The mobile phone operators charge a very, very high. I'm trying to be diplomatic. Charge a very, very high percentage of any transaction, which makes it virtually unworkable on its own. It's only because, in a sense, we balance it out or cross-subsidize on the other payment methods that we can make. We can have a standard fee that's acceptable to all. But we are looking at it going forward, and whether we go with different or variegated payment charges on each method, we'll see.
Yeah. And naturally, you're aimed at the small to medium-sized venues, because it's almost impossible to get a grip on larger venues because they're all tied up to Ticketmaster and other big ticketing sites. So, how do you plan to approach venues? Do you think it'd be easier to approach a chain of venues, or like venues individually, to actually explain to them how the process works?
We do both, really. Like you say, we haven't really targeted the very large venues in any particular city, simply because they are all tied up with Ticketmaster, Live Nation, and even some of the smaller, medium-sized venues will have ticketing deals with Ticketline and Ticketweb and some of the medium-sized online ticketing providers. So for us, I wouldn't say it's a guerrilla strategy, but it's very much looking at it from the bottom up. Most of the promoters who will do their events in venues are independent, and they're a very good target market for us. A lot of the venues themselves are very keen to look at alternative methods. Everybody's been talking about mobile, so they're very receptive to a new way of doing it. But it is almost on a venue-by-venue basis. I think it'd be fantastic to have some chains involved. We do have initial contacts, and we have been looking at some of the mid-size UK chains, but I think we have to take it one step at a time. So venue by venue, really, promoter by promoter, band by band.
Cool. Well, I think this space is something that people are really awakened to, especially. I think one turning point was what Topspin did, with the Pixies, because people really caught on to the fact that this is actually now possible to do on a mobile. So I think people are really catching on to the idea that this is possible, and a company like this can really do some damage in that respect.
You're absolutely right. I mean, just looking around Midem, we've had a few. This has really been our first day of talking to people and engaging, and there are already several companies out there who are more or less in our territory. Everybody's trying to deliver a mobile service, but do it in such a way that works. And I think the advantage for us, and equally for some of the others, is that we have come at it first and foremost as a mobile service. It's not a question of being an online or a paper ticketing service which is trying to pivot and do something different. It is almost building it from the ground up, which gives you a lot more opportunity to do something fresh and to do something different. But you're right, it's a huge space. There's a lot of opportunity. I think whoever cracks it is going to do great things, and for us it's really important to be one of the competitors in that space in the very near future.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot for talking to us, and I wish you a great week at Midem.
Thank you very much, Andrea.